All right, what's going on? What's going on? Welcome back. Welcome back. My name is Ola. Live right here from my Empire Pro studios. Today we're talking about cold calling, virtual assistants, real estate wholesaling. Um, I have a. This is gonna be. I'm gonna explain some things you need to be careful about when you're hiring a VA, a virtual assistant for your cold calling. In fact, should you hire one? When is the right time to hire one? There's a few questions I want to answer for you here today. And I'm also going to share some mistakes that we've made and how you can avoid those mistakes. If you're not familiar with wholesaling in real estate, it's basically the art and science of finding deeply discounted properties. You need to find as many discounted properties as humanly possible. If you want to win at that game, it's just like any other game. It's a lot of sharks in the ocean, and you need to be a hustler. When I say that, I don't mean hard labor. Okay, I'm saying hustler. It's mainly mindset. You need to be. You have to be to build a actively functioning business, even if you're still on the 9 to 5. So you can understand why the question of virtual assistants comes up sometimes. There are quite a few new theories in the game of real estate wholesaling in recent times when it comes to wholesaling. A few myths. I'm going to debunk those myths, and then we're going to take it from there. Okay. With that being said, if you're brand new here, make sure you click subscribe to this channel because I'm here as much as I can. I try to be here every day. Sometimes I can't make it. But when you click subscribe and you click the bell right next to the subscribe button, you'll be notified when I come online via your phone. And you will also be notified whenever I upload a brand new video. There are over 600 videos here right now that you can benefit from. All right. So as we continue to go in this journey, I share basically the mistakes we've made and how you can avoid those mistakes. I share some new knowledge. I share what has worked for us here. In New Jersey. Okay, but it works everywhere. If there's anything I feel may be different from state to state, I'll share that with you as well. All right, so don't forget, if you're brand new here, I have a special gift for you: Smart Real Estate Wholesaling. You can get a free PDF copy at smartrealestatewholesaling.com. It's a 300 pages book that you need to read 10 to 15 times. All right. That's where I cover a lot of the details in a more organized manner. If you prefer, it's also available in Kindle, audiobook, and paperback like this, if that's what you prefer. All right, so let's get started. Today, I have a few questions that I feel like we should answer before I dive into today's prospecting. If you don't know this yet, in recent times, I started something. I make a few follow up calls at the end of sharing my lesson with you so you can see me at work, how I talk to my prospects, and how I get contract. As a matter of fact, a contract just came in this afternoon. It's a property in Union Beach, New Jersey. If that's your area and you're looking for a fix and flip in that area, I have a perfect property for you. All right, so let's keep it going here. So the first question that I feel we should probably answer. Let's let's go. Well, first of all, cold calling is essentially the idea of calling people that don't know you, but they own a home that's potentially a property in distress. Okay, so our business as real estate wholesalers, remember, we find deeply discounted property. Our business lives on leads. Okay, prospects. You need influx of prospects coming in every day, or that you're proactively going after every day. If you're starting this business and you're brand new, I absolutely recommend that you go after this leads using proactive attraction marketing methods. It's still attraction, but you're proactively creating the attraction. And it's the cheapest form by using the phone. It's still using the phone lines, not necessarily your personal phone, but using the phone lines is still the cheapest form of marketing and reaching out and prospecting today if you're willing to do the work. But the thing is that we've brought this down to science for you. You don't have to overthink it. You don't have to feel like I'm not a seller. So some of the things that you should probably learn at some point is hiring a virtual assistant to do that work for you. Okay, to do the cold calling part of it. So if you notice by the end, when we're done here, I'm not cold calling. I'm calling people that are kind of familiar with me already. At least that was my goal. Okay. And if I end up calling somebody that I don't know who I am, if you were here yesterday, you notice I end up on the phone with somebody that wasn't the right person. I actually called a place of business, and that's okay. I hang up. Wrong person. It's okay. But the idea and the goal is always to talk to, for me personally, the one that's building business, is for me to talk to a person that's already warm, a person that's already familiar with the idea of the value that I'm bringing in. They may not be perfect, but they're familiar with it. They want to sell at least. Okay. And sometimes I'll pick up the phone and, and once in a while I end up with somebody who says, no, somebody offered to buy. I'm not looking to sell. Then I say, okay, do you have a property you're looking to get rid of? I'll switch mode. I'm still looking to offer value. So what I do is not per se cold calling, it's called warm calling, but there are people that I have hired to do the cold calling part of it before we get to this point. And if you're strapped on cash, if cash is an issue for you, if you can't afford $250, $500 a month to pay for a virtual assistant that's going to be making calls for you, calling 1,000 people per day, that's not an excuse. Then you need to do it until you close your first, second, third deal, fourth deal, and then you can hire somebody to do that for you. That's a quick solution that you should be thinking about if you are serious enough. Okay. So today, that's why I wanted to talk to you about virtual assistants. Cold calling is something that happens in our business. I don't do it. Okay. If I have to do it, I will do it. Does that make sense? So it's really, really following the 7-step pre-qualification system that I have on this channel. You can simply search for, let me see if that works actually. You can search for 7 steps pre-qualification. Hola, Abitogun. All right, yep, it comes right up. So if you Google 7 steps pre-qualification, Ola Abitogun, my name, the video comes right up on Google. All right. So it's a video you should watch on the 7 steps that I use. And the 7 steps has factored in the idea of attraction marketing, meaning you're never chasing anybody. Because if you chase people, anything you chase will run away from you. That's the bottom line about life. That's how life works. Is the truth about life, and it's even becoming more true and true because people have options of Googling the services they need. So if you approach people and you don't find a way to flip it on them that you are bringing value to the table as fast as humanly possible, they will run away from you because they don't have to deal with you. Even if what you have to offer is good for them, they may not know that. So you really, really have to play the attraction marketing game as well too, which I cover extensively in the book, smartrealestateWholesaling.com. All right. So the warm calling is what I do. All right. But let's talk about virtual assistants, how to hire one. Should you hire one? There's a few questions that I want to answer that came up. Okay. The first question came up actually in one of our groups here, which you can join as if you go download this smartrealestateWholesaling.com free PDF, you'll see a link to join our WhatsApp group. So Willie asked, would you recommend using a VA to make the cold calls if they specialize in that type of function, specifically if you don't have the time to make the calls yourself? So I slightly answered that question on yesterday's live session. If you are strapped on time, then you need to hire somebody to fill that gap. It's really that simple. Okay. And there's a lot of theory around that. Okay. But I want you to understand that they're just theories based on specific persons experience. Okay. So even what I tell you, take them with a grain of salt. Really, the best thing that's going to happen for you in this business is to engage and start having some experience, because you're going to build your own ideologies. You're going to build your own concepts that works for you, but probably didn't work for me. Driving for dollars may work for you. It doesn't work for me. I don't teach it because naturally I don't teach stuff I've never done before. Have I been driven before and I see a sign on the side of the road, either for rent or for sale by owner, of course I take them down. But I don't deliberately leave my house to go drive for dollars. It's just not a strategy that I believe I'm attracted to. Now there are people out there that swear by it. That's how they close their deals. Kudos to them. Okay. I think all marketing strategies work if you can do it consistently. Bottom line. If you cannot do it consistently, you will quit before you get to making money. Does that make sense? So you need to find a strategy that you know you're attracted to, that you know makes sense to you, that you can do repeatedly over and over. More importantly, you can have other people do it for you. Okay. And if you can't sell the idea of the strategy, chances are other people will not be willing to do it for you as well. All right. So the answer to that question is yes, if you know that you have the money to do it consistently. Because remember, it's going to cost you, you can get for as low as $5 an hour, $6 an hour. If they're working for you 20 hours a week, multiply 20 by $6, that's 120 per week. Multiply 120 by 4 weeks in a month, you're spending $400 to $500 per month. If you know that you cannot do that consistently over and over again, even if you don't close a deal, then don't do it yet. Okay, that's very, very simply the answer. Okay, if you know that you are making enough income at your job and you can afford to build $1 million business with $400 to $500 a month, a month, plus a few $100s in data and that they will be calling and things like that. If you think that's worth it, then do it. All right, but it's completely up to you how you want to go about that. Okay, it's completely, absolutely up to you. All right, but the key thing, the key ingredient there is consistency. If you cannot do a VA plus cold calling consistently every month, even if you don't close the deal, don't attempt it, because 2 months is going to come very fast. You're going to feel like it's not working, and then you shut down on the business, you shut down on yourself or your own business, right? You don't want that. But again, that same concept is applicable to every strategies out there. The reason why I recommend cold calling yourself, because I know that you can have at least 1 hour a day. I know that you can extract that out of your life. An average person that's serious about having some financial freedom and bringing some cash in can excuse themselves, okay, give themselves permission to have 1 hour per day to cold call. Yes, cold call meaning pre-qualify a bunch of people on the phone with the 7 steps, which again you can find at 7 steps pre-qualification. Well, Abitogun, just Google it. The video will come right up. All right. And if you do that, you're going to hit one deal. You close one deal, $10,000, then you can flip that money back into building the business. Then you can hire people to do it for you. Okay. Now, the reason why it's called virtual assistants is because they don't necessarily live where you live. They don't necessarily come into your office. You don't necessarily have to meet them in person. Why? Because it's 2019 and beyond, and there's digital platforms where you can have employees all around the world, right? There's internet connections, and where you can have employees all around the world and get some production going. All right. So the answer to that is yes. But from that answer, from that question, there were a few other questions that came up, and I wanted to make sure that I answered them on this session. I will take another 7 to 8 minutes to answer those questions, and then we'll go into today's prospecting session. You can watch me talk to a few people. Let me see. I think I should have some people. Probably I do. I always have follow-up calls to call, by the way. Some of them are late, some of them are early. But I always have people I can call. The beautiful thing about the way I do mine is that it's not cold calling. It's more like warm or hot calling, because these people are at some point expecting a call from me. Okay. But it doesn't start that way. It started with the code. Every marketing started with code marketing, by the way. People don't know you. They don't know what you have to offer. But the way you diffuse, I don't know if the right English, the way you um disempower the negative that comes around that marketing and sales really quickly, is to make sure you lead with value, which is the first pillar that I cover in this book. There are 3 pillars. I cover the first pillar in this book, value. Make sure you lead with value, and then if the person doesn't appreciate the value you bring, in one sentence you can get off the call and you move on to the next call. It's marketing and sales and prospecting is really that simple. You overcomplicate it, you will complicate everything, and you will basically create a business that's not duplicatable, that you cannot have other people do for you. Okay. The way I build my business is I want to be able to take off. So, for example, starting on Friday, I'm going to be on a project with my other business for 13 days in Manhattan, and the business will continue to run regardless. All right. So, and that's how I like to build my business, because I want that freedom primarily before money. I want freedom primarily before money. So freedom always. So if not having money costs me to not have freedom, then I have a problem with that too as well. Just so you know. So I'm not saying I don't want money. I'm just saying freedom first, then money, right? Provided lack of money does not take away my freedom. All right. So that's why we build a business, so we can produce income as well too, because we want the freedom that's also attached to that, not just freedom. Okay. All right. So now let's get into the question. The first question: hiring virtual assistant to do your real estate cold callings requires the wisdom I'm sharing in these videos. I hope you're getting some wisdom from this. Um, you will discover a few pointers that can cost you serious money in the long run. All right. So let me share a few of those with you right now. Okay. We made some mistakes earlier on, okay, by way of my brother, who's my business partner. And the mistake basically is we didn't think it through properly when we started hiring virtual assistants. Um, Basically, we were looking for a cookie cutter, ready-made virtual assistants. The truth of the matter is that they don't exist. Okay, so just like any business, right? If or any company you've ever worked for, they hired you because you had some things on your resume. Yes, yes, they hire you because of that. Mouth's a little dry. Sorry about that. They hired you because you had some things on your resume, you had some experience, or you have some educational background, or it depends on the position, of course, right? But they saw some quality in you, some qualities in you that made them feel you're fit for the job, right? But they still had to train you. They still had to put you on some kind of probation, maybe first 3 months, 90 days, and then they still have to watch you. Then they had to do review, right? And then after review, sometimes with your review after a year, they give you a raise, right? Or they give you some kind of accolades. I can't move stuff around right now. There's I wonder where my globe is. I can't find it. Yeah, they say so. Oh, it's right here. Let me show you something real quick. All right. So I used to work for FedEx, right? Years ago, I worked between 1999 and 2006. 2006 was when I quit because I was making good money after a year in real estate. My first deal closed in 2005, if you know my story, right? This is one of the stuff I got from FedEx back then. I was looking for it. See, I don't know if you can read that, but yeah, they presented that to me after they did a review. Whatever, they had like some kind of contest going on. They do that for employees, to make you feel a little bit inspired, and but basically, there's a lot that I learned from that job. I was there for 7 years, 1999 to 2006. There's a lot that I learned from FedEx as a driver, a career, a delivery career. I was doing that part time when I was in college. There's a lot that I learned that I brought to business, but sometimes you have to get burnt a little bit to remember some of the knowledge that you know. Okay. So what's the point of all that I just shared with you? When you're hiring people, don't expect them to be a ready-made. You have to train people, right? You find a few qualities, a few questions, you answer them, you make sure they can speak the language you want them to speak. If it's Spanish, Spanish. If it's French, French. If it's English, English. They can speak, they can communicate. You want to make sure of that. You ask a few buzzer question, which I will do that on another video, but you want to bring that down to a science as much as possible. Ask 4 to 5 questions that basically you just want them to be able to comprehend what you ask them, and explain that in simple layman language that anybody can understand them, right? But basically, you want to make sure they have a little bit of qualities, communication skills as well. You want to make sure they can use a simple Excel sheet, spreadsheet, Microsoft Word, and simple email. They can send email, of course, right? So, but typically the people that will respond to you over the internet will be able to do those things. So half of the job is done. But the key thing is you want to make sure that they have a simple few qualities, basic skills, right? But after that, don't expect that they will start making the calls and they're doing the right thing right away. It's not going to happen that way. You have to train people. Okay. So one of the mistakes we made is like we had two good people, one guy, one girl. They were very good in hindsight, 2020 vision, of course, right? But we were too quick to get rid of them because we felt they were not producing the results. Now there are a lot of moving variables. There are many reasons why they may not be producing. It could be the quality of the leads. It could be, you know, but the truth of the matter is that we had our expectations were a little bit off, right? So as soon as we realized that okay, maybe we could do better, then we got rid of them, right? That's one mistake we made. Another mistake we made is that we found one through my brother found one through an agency, right? These are people in Philippines, right? Filipinos, right? And the quality, the standard of living over there is cheaper, so that's why you're able to pay them three, four, $5 an hour, and they're happy and they're doing well. They're taking care of themselves, right? So he found this through an agency, and then he decided that he wanted to. I'm sharing this is top secret right here, right? He decided he wanted to hire the guy on the side and not through the agency. First of all, that's not a very ethical thing to do. Okay. If the agency found him, he's using the agency, right? Also, there's some agencies that have an office, a cubicle for them where they can work. You pay them, I don't know, $6, $2 of that goes to the agency, $4 or $3 goes to the employee, right? But you don't have to worry about them giving you excuses like there's no internet or maybe the line was broken or anything like that. You don't have to worry about them showing up to work because the agency will make sure they show up to work. But he decided to hire him on the side because he was doing a little bit okay. And then like the second week or so, he wasn't happy or something like that. And he said something about he had to go take care of his mother. Somebody was sick in his family and basically got rid of himself. Now, we don't know what happened. It could be the truth. Okay, it could be a coincidence, but there's also a chance that you remove somebody from a system that where they work, chances are they're gonna fall apart. Okay, so if you find an agency that's gonna give you a good person, use the agency. If you find an individual and you feel strong enough about it, use the individual. If you have the two choices, I always believe in a system more than a particular individual, including myself. Okay, why did I show up here today? As a matter of fact, there's so much on my plate right now, okay, that I was tempted to not do this live session today, but I had to follow the system I created. But the human being in me really wanted to call this off today and just focus on what I had to do. But then I have to pretend that I have a boss, which I do. You're my boss because I'm serving you here. My customers are my boss, my clients, my sellers, my buyers. Those are my bosses. I need to show up every day so I can make sure that, so that I need to be consistent the way I show up. But if you don't have a system, you put yourself, you're at the mercy of yourself as a human being. And that's the first, not the first, maybe a few more lessons in right now, right? Another lesson when you're hiring a VA, make sure you have a system in place. Make sure if you hire them through a system, you're probably better off. Yeah, you may pay extra $1 per hour or $2, but trust me, it's worth it. Especially if you know you don't have time to be monitoring people or to check if they're working or not. If they work inside a system, they will make sure they work, and all you have to do is follow up with the leads that they produce for you. All right. So that's I think that's like three lessons from our personal that I just shared with you right there. Uh, so you can take and run with it. Don't do the circumventing thing. Don't get into this business to circumvent people or circumvent agreements that you've had. The best bet for you to make the most money in this game is to stay within the system and operate with integrity. I promise you it will pay off long term. And yes, there will be people that will try to cut lines and stuff like that. Don't compare yourself to them. It may seem like they're doing okay, but they're gonna burn themselves down at some point. That's just the way It works. Karma is a bitch. And it works very fast. It comes back really fast in the business because it's a small world. People will find out who you are, and your reputation will spread fast enough, especially when you're dealing in a local market. Okay. All right. So let's see here. You need a VA. I think we already answered that. If you feel like you are short on time, 5 hours a week, you need a VA. If you feel like you cannot be consistent, you rather use a VA. Now there's a school of thought out there that if you haven't tried to do it by yourself, then don't hire a VA to do it. I'm not exactly disagreeing with that, but that's not always true for everyone. Okay. So for example, case in point, my brother actually, I mean, we're both master's degrees older, engineering with solid, better than okay background. We're not poor. We're not poor. We're not raised as poor people or anything like that. Per most people's standards, right? So when I know how to hire people. Like right from childhood, I've always seen my father have security man, gate man, drivers, and things like that. And because of that, I have an idea. Maybe not the idea that I just shared the mistakes with you, right? But if you're smart enough to be on this video and be watching this, you now have an idea of how not to hire VAs, to understand that they don't come ready made. You need to train them. You need to work with them over time, review their work, listen to the audio of the calls they're making for you, do some quality control, correct them a few times. If you're correcting the same thing 5 times and they're not making a change, then maybe it's time to fire. But because they're not doing what you want, does not mean it's time to fire them. You need to work with them, do some training. I would do at least once a week training. As a matter of fact, we're supposed to do once a week training here, but sometimes we skip it, right? But the truth is that we did it consistently for a while, and now that I'm saying it, I know that I have to put it back on the schedule. There's no ready-made, good-to-go virtual assistants anywhere. It doesn't work. You need to train them. But if you keep them, you take care of them, you give them incentives and bonus, they will become a monster that will never leave you. That's the bottom line right there. When is the right time to hire a VA? As soon as you know that you can be consistently paying them. As soon as you know that the cost of hiring a VA you can consistently do it. You can commit to 1 year minimum. As soon as you know that, that's when you can do it. Some people say if you're not comfortable on the phone yet, don't call people. That's not always true. Some people are never going to be comfortable on the phone, but they may be comfortable bosses who can afford to pay for the VA. Go ahead and do it. Bottom line is the job needs to get done. It doesn't have to be done by you. Okay. The business will have to be built by you. Some decisions will have to be built by you because you're an entrepreneur, right? But the actual doings in the business, the actual work, does not have to be done by you. It just needs to get done. That's the difference between some amateur and the professionals in the game. You see the same person telling you that he outsources even some decisions, but he's telling you that you have to wait until you are comfortable on the phone before you can hire people. That's not always true. As soon as you're comfortable to be consistent with the cost of using a VA, then feel free to get going and make that decision. That decision is yours, not mine, not the other gurus. Okay. Let's see. What is the right time to hire? Okay. What are the pros and cons and benefits? The benefit is obviously you can replicate yourself. You can get the business moving, right? The cons of having a VA is if you prematurely hire a VA, it will burn you. You will waste money. What does prematurely doing that means? It means you cannot do it consistently for 1 year, even if you don't close a deal. Okay, if you go ahead and hire a VA, and you know that if you don't close a deal, you'll get tired of doing that in 2 months from now, then don't do it. Okay. Now the idea of a VA is a sexy idea, right? I get it. Like somebody's working for you, but the cost of it may not fit into your personal financial profile presently. You want to be aware of that. All right. Last but not least, how do you go about hiring one? Are Americans better cold callers? No. How do you go about hiring one? Simply go to Upwork.com. Upwork.com is a great place to search for it, or simply go to uh, hire a VA. Search hire a VA on Google. There's a ton of resources that will come up that I haven't discovered that you will discover. But as a form of resource from me to you, go to Upwork.com. That's UPWORKS.com. There are some other ones. I think there's online onlinejobs.ph. If you want to hire in the Philippines, right? Let me check that actually. Onlinejobs.ph. Let's see if that works. Yep, it comes right up. Okay, so onlinejobs.ph is right there as well. It's another great resource for you, and upworks.com, and then search on Google for hire virtual assistants. Okay. Now, the last but not least question that may cause controversy for a lot of people in their mind is, are Americans better cold callers? Okay. Now, you can hear how heavy my accent is, right? Okay. If you're an American or anybody that lives in the Western world, you can tell I have a heavy accent. Okay. Um, I was raised in Nigeria, right? By Nigerian parents, right? I'm a Nigerian, as a matter of fact, right? Yes, even though I was born here, you can hear my heavy accent, right? And yet I've done millions of dollars online in online sales, and yet I've done millions of dollars in real estate sales. And you know what that tells me? That's not a factor. It's literally a zero factor. Americans better. I saw some gurus talking about this, and they say you need someone that speaks American English. Is BS. To spell it out, honestly, is bullshit. Okay, and I've had people with an accent that you would consider pure, like pure, odorless, colorless, right, tasteless accent, meaning it's like what American accent, right? They speak, they flow, some people actually consider that, oh, they speak proper English, right? To each his own, right? And I've had people like that show up with lack of confidence in the game, and I had to train them that is your confidence that people buy into. If you're selling them something and you lack confidence, that's really the energy that people tap into. People could care less about your accent. I mean, it's America, for crying out loud. We're talking about America right now. It's America. There's people from all over the world in every walks of every nation in this world, in this country. Accent is the last thing anyone should be selling you, negatively or positively. Is the only thing that matters is communication. If they can understand you, if they can comprehend what you're saying, if you can comprehend what they're trying to say to you, just free line of communication, that's all that matters. And there's a lot of kids, smarter kids, even smarter kids than some of the kids over here in the Philippines, that will do way better job because they will follow a script. And sometimes you don't want them to follow a script like a robot. You can simply correct that, right? But that's applicable everywhere. Okay, so the idea that it's better in American, no, it's not. Okay, the communication line, sometimes the medium, the phone lines may be not so clear sometimes, but honestly, that's not even too much of a factor these days. Internet is everywhere, So I would say, anytime you hear that kind of advice, take that with a grain of salt. Don't take it literally. Some people just talk from their own personal fear. Some people spit ideologies at you as gurus with their own personal fear. Um, the bottom line here is that it's just cheaper to hire somebody overseas that will make those calls, and nobody, unless Mr. Two knows, nobody nobody cares as long as they are speaking the value. They go through the 7 steps to talk to pre-qualify people for you. As long as they're doing that in mass, in a way that you can replicate over and over again, then you're in business. All right. So don't buy into that. Don't buy into that. Don't buy into that. Really, even after everything I told you here today, you're gonna figure some things out for yourself that will work for just you. And I'll be like, interesting. It works for you. It didn't work for me, right? That's the beauty about this game. You're your own boss, right? Kind of like your customers are your bosses, but nobody's going to tell you to wake up out of bed to do what you got to do. All right. So for me, at the cost of hiring people in the Philippines or Indians sometimes, and the quality I get out of it is perfectly fine. It's replicatable, and you can do it over and over again. And you can have as many people as you want working for you as long as you can do it consistently. Does that make sense? All right, awesome, awesome. So let's make a few calls again as usual. Today, this topic was a little bit in depth, so we had to dive in. Uh, we had to dive in a little bit. Let me see how many calls we can make today. Let's see if there's any brand new. Yes, I got some brand news. What's today? The third? Okay. All right. Let's see. Let's start from today is the second. Sorry. Today is the second. The first call I'm gonna make is all right. There's some call scheduled for tomorrow. I'm actually gonna try to call them today. Actually no. Again, that's my brain telling me that. Let's just follow the system. Let's make today's calls and go into the past. We'll call tomorrow's calls tomorrow. All right. So the first person we're calling is Davinda Singh. So this person, I left a message with a person apparently, and so if you're brand new here, don't forget, just go to smartrealestateWholesaling.com. Go get this book. You need to read it 10 to 15 times if you want to master how this game works with a solid core, right? A month or two ago, anyway. I'm looking at your voicemail for another. Just have a few questions I need. Okay, that's not the call for me. 718 is a New York number. All right. This one is a third follow up here. So if no one picks up, I'll leave a message.
Hi, this is Gordy. Sorry, I missed your call. Please leave your small message. Thanks for calling. Record your message after the tone. Simply hang up when done. Or for delivery options, press the pound sign.
Hello, this message is for Davinda Singh. Hi, I'm calling about your property in Carteret, New Jersey. I'm interested in purchasing that property. Possibly, if you can call me back, my phone number is 732-30. If you call me back so we can talk about it if you're interested. Thank you for your time. My name is Ola. Talk soon. Bye now. So when I'm following up, unless it's the third one, I don't leave a message. So that one is a third follow up. So I'm actually gonna say no answer, and I'm dropping it off into another box entirely. So for future follow up, maybe 6 months, 3 to 6 months from now. Bottom line is that we're getting them off my radar for now. All right, so nothing there. Let's go on to the next call. This one is a brand new appointment. This property is in excellent condition. Anytime reasonable offers, he wants to buy another house. Okay, so this may be a retail deal. This is in a town called Tenafly in New Jersey. Let's find out what William wants. Again, always keep in mind that you're looking to find out what people want. You give them the value you have to offer, but you're looking to find out if you can serve them even better. Okay, let's keep that at the back of your mind. Okay, so that's a voicemail. You go straight to voicemail. All right, so I could tell that that's actually so that phone is now ringing. Sometimes depends on how I feel. I would um I would drop a cash offer text message. Okay, so my cash offer text message, let me share with you what it says. Is right here on my note on my phone. I literally copy it from my phone and paste it. Okay, it simply says, you spoke to my assistant about your property at 123 Main Street. Would you accept an offer of all cash? We will close in 7 to 10 days after clear title and even pay all closing costs. No agent commissions. Let me know. Hola. All right. So I will say that. How do I know what to offer? Basically, I look at the first value that is spit at me and I go halfway all the way through. Sometimes I do that. I lowball, straight up lowball. Um, but of course, you just never know. Like this property right here, it's saying it's worth He's saying it's worth $614,000. Okay, so I'm gonna go like a little bit below. Okay, this property was purchased. Hmm. All right, so this is not a good candidate. Okay, so while I was trying to do that, I noticed that this property was just purchased in January 2019 at $590,000, damn near the value of the property. It's probably showing as vacant because they are yet to move in to the property. So this is most likely, wow. And this property is a small property. The area must be hot. Somebody paid $519,000 for. It looks like a two-bedroom house. Oh well. I'm not gonna worry about it. The numbers do not look right, but he wants to sell at the right offer. Any reasonable offers? He wants $790,000 for the house. Okay, so we know that this person is uh, on the on the delusional side, but I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm just gonna set up a follow-up call for tomorrow for him. See my thought process? Okay, so I'm gonna set up no answer. I'm not gonna send a text because it's not even a proper candidate. Okay, I'm gonna set up a follow-up call, second follow-up call for tomorrow. All right, let's uh let's move on to the next person. How's that? And this one is a third follow-up. Let's try this number. So today I think I have a few third follow-ups. I may have to leave voicemails, but keep him short. Just say you're interested in buying the property and leave it alone. Okay. All right, we got a ring. Hey, by the way, if you learn anything here today and you feel like it was valuable, please make sure you give the video a thumbs up. Just make sure the like button lit blue before you leave. I'd appreciate that. If you have any questions, use the comment area and feel free to share. All right, so this is a voicemail. Let me try the two other lines on here. I did say I was supposed to leave a voicemail. I forgot, but let me try the two other lines first.
Please leave a message for mailbox number 150. When you have finished recording, press pound. To cancel, press star.
Hello, this message is for Velocity. I'm calling about a property you have in Avenue, New Jersey. If you can please call me back, I'm interested in buying that property. If you're open to selling it, call me. My phone number is 732. Bye now. All right, let's try the third line. I left a voicemail anyway. You just never know. See.
Thank you for calling Green Medical Arts Pharmacy.
That's a pharmacist. So I'm gonna literally delete that line. All right. So I need to leave a voicemail on the original number. And then it will drop off my radar.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. 73427667232 is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hello, this message is for Srinivas, calling about a property in Avenue, New Jersey. I'm interested in buying that property. If you can call me back, my phone number is And my name is Ola. I look forward to your call. Bye now. All right. So, no answer. Message. Drop that off the radar. We may come on the radar in the future. All right. So, let's see here. Michael Weiss. Let's see. Spoke to call back. No answer. Okay. So, it's another one here. It's a follow up. A third follow up.
Hi, you've reached the voicemail of Cantor Mike Weiss. Please leave a message after the tone, or if your call is urgent, please call Lisa at 646.
So he left an alternate number. Hello, hi Mike. This message for Mike. My name is Ola. I've been calling to try to reach out to you about your property in Highland Park. I was wondering if you are open to selling that property, so we can talk. I think you expressed interest in selling to my assistant, but I just listened to your other phone number. I'm going to try that. But yeah, feel free to call me back. My phone number is 732. All right, and my name is Ola Toxin. Bye now. All right, so he left a different number where we can try to reach him. I'm actually going to try to call that number. So because I had not been listening to the voicemail, I missed that out. But again, that's why you have a third follow-up time. So let's try that.
Welcome to Verizon Wireless. Your call cannot be completed as dialed. Please hang up and redial
Oh,
the number.
I dialed the wrong area code. Let's see. Then, let's see if Mike picks up. Yes, I may I speak to Mike White?
Who's calling?
My name is Ola. He left. I tried to call.
It's
Is
not his number, but what is his wife? What can I do for you?
Yeah, I'm calling about the property in Highland Park. I'm interested in buying a property in Highland Park.
Okay.
He spoke to my assistant in the past, some few days ago, expressing interest in selling.
Uh-huh.
So that's why I'm calling.
Okay.
So are you in charge of the property?
We are both owners of the property.
Oh, got you. Okay. Are you Mike's wife?
I am.
Okay. Hi. How are you? So you guys want to sell?
I don't know how much you offer.
Oh, it depends. I'm looking for a deal. I'm a private investor. I'm looking for deals. Do you have any other property you need to get rid of?
I'm not in Highland Park, only in Manhattan.
Where do you have one?
In Manhattan?
Oh, you have property you need to get rid of in Manhattan?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. What kind of property is it?
It's a co-op.
Oh, it's a co-op.
Yeah.
Oh, got you. Well, can you tell me the story of that property? Why do you want to sell it?
We haven't been living there for a few years, and we don't need it anymore.
I didn't hear the first part. Sorry.
We haven't been living there for a few years, and we don't need it anymore.
And you don't need it anymore. Okay. How long have you owned it?
I guess 3.5 years. I don't know, 4 years.
About 4 years. Okay. All right. Do you know what you guys want for it?
We're asking $785 for it.
How much?
85.
$785,000. Okay. What's the address?
214 East 24th Street.
214 East 24th Street.
Sorry,
215 East 24th Street. 115. 116. Okay. How much do you think the property is worth?
Worth more than what we're asking for. We paid more for it than that.
Oh, you pay much more. So what was? Can you tell me what the ballpark is?
We paid $850 for it.
Oh, you paid $850 about 4 years ago. Okay. What's the zip code on that spot? 10 some.
Yeah.
You don't recall? Okay, that's okay. I'll find it. Okay. So you're looking for about 785 on that. Now, would you consider listing it on the market with an agent?
It's already on the market with an agent.
Oh, it's on the market with an agent. For how long? 35. Okay, that's not bad. All right. Let me see what I can do. Is this a good number to always call you back?
Yeah, but you're looking to purchase it or you're looking to list it?
Well, you said
We
it's.
already have a contract with somebody.
Oh, you have a. Is it under contract for sale?
It is on. Yeah. No, I mean we have a contract with a realtor to list the property.
Oh, I know that.
You're looking.
I know that. Yeah, you mentioned that, and I'm very yes. If it's listed, it's listed, and you're obligated to pay them. I understand that. I'm just gonna explore, look up some more information about the property, and see if I can bring a buyer to help you get out of it. Okay. All right. And what's your name?
My name is Lisa.
Lisa. Okay. I'll take a closer look. I'll give you a call.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye. All right. So, it's a co-op in Manhattan. Okay. That's not. Actually, I used to be licensed in New York City. It was just extremely costly to run that business, so got rid of that. But I still have people that I work with. As a matter of fact, my agent is also licensed in New York City, in New York State, and we'll see if there's anything there. If there's a buyer that can, because it's already listed. So if there's a space, maybe a buyer could come in. But New York City is not a place where somebody can come from outside. Chances are this property has received all the exposure it can get. But I'll put it on there. I'll see if there's anything we can do with it. So have property, have a co-op in Manhattan, and co-ops can be in the butt as well too. So this is probably not a very good candidate. It's already listed on the market too. All right. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm just gonna say check with Nara. That's my agent. Check with Nara. Put that on the task list. All right, let's move on to the next call here. This one is the second follow-up. Okay, so this was the gentleman. If you were hanging out with me yesterday, he said it was at the dentist office. And let's try him this time. It's 3 o'clock now. He mentioned 3 o'clock is a better time. It doesn't hurt to try to call again.
Please enjoy this Verizon ringback tone while your party is reached.
And this property needs renovation and stuff, so it's a good lead property for me to call. Hey, Will, this is Ola. We spoke yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
How's it good? Did I catch you at a good time?
Yeah, you got me a bad dog.
Say that again?
I just woke up.
Oh, you just woke up. You were at the dentist yesterday, right?
Me?
I said you were at the dentist yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. All right, let's go through this. You said you have this property needs some work, correct?
Hold on a minute.
Was that?
Hold on a second.
Okay.
Okay, go on.
This property needs some work.
Yes.
How much work are we talking?
I don't know.
How long have you owned it?
Excuse me?
How long have you owned it?
30 years.
Okay, so you've owned it for a while. It needs some work. Okay, all right. And of course, you don't mind selling right now. What do you want for it?
Like I said, the original guy offered me 400, but he went down a little bit.
It went down a little bit.
Well,
What do you mean it went down? He offered you 400 before he decided to go lower?
before he looked at it, he offered me 400.
Oh, okay.
One of his friends liked the location and the setup and everything else.
Okay. All right. Is it gutted work that it needs inside or just some upgrades?
The back room facing the house on the left needs work.
The back room.
The back room.
Okay. Now
It's like a dining area.
like the dining area. Okay. The kitchen is okay.
The kitchen's perfect.
What about the bathroom?
The living room's perfect. The bathrooms are perfect.
Okay.
Everything is basically okay.
Gotcha. Okay. So it's vacant right now.
It is, yes.
Okay. Why did you move? Did you move out of state or something?
My son needed me where he is.
Okay.
So I purchased the house where he is, and we're there right now. We go back and forth all the time.
Gotcha. All right. You have an idea of what the property is worth if I fix it?
It could be worth close to 600.
Okay, that's fair enough. All
I
right.
think somebody up the block sold it for that much. But we have the back view of the Passaic River, and it's a wide property.
Mm-hmm.
It's got 4 bedrooms.
Okay. The work that it needs, would you safely sounds like something that would need probably around $25 to $30,000? Would you say?
I would say so.
Okay. All right. How soon do you need to sell? If I send you a contract today, how soon can you sign it?
Are you sending me an offer? Is that it?
Now I'm going to tell you the offer right now before I waste my time. I don't want to waste your time either, you know. I'm going to tell you what the numbers are looking like right now.
Between me and you, it's not fair unless you look at the house.
Well, I'm a private investor. I do this all day long. So, but I also want to make sure that the numbers I have are comfortable for you. And yes, I will inspect the property at some point, but that's not the first thing on my radar because this is what I do for a living every day. So the numbers is really what matters to me the most. Okay. Would you consider $320,000 for the property?
To be honest, I was offered more than that from the other guy.
You mentioned
he went down. He went down. He went higher than that. To be honest with you, I can't make a decision without my wife being here. And right now, she's out.
Mm-hmm. What's the number? What number do you honestly think you'll be more comfortable at?
375. But there's just it's got to be cleaned out.
It's got to be. We can arrange all that. We can arrange all of that. As long as there's a real property on the land, which I think there is, right? We can arrange all of that. You said 375. You'd be comfortable at 375?
Between me and you, not counting my wife,
Mm-hmm.
I would, yes.
You would. Okay. All right. What about? What if I can push my number to 360? Do you think you would do it?
Again, I gotta talk to my wife.
No, you. We gotta get through your wife. I completely understand that. My wife too will not let me do something like crazy like this.
I'm glad I'm not alone.
Yeah. But I just want to make sure that if you're on my team, then we can get her on our team. That would be after the work done. Do you think you guys will be good with 360? Can we take that to her to find out?
yes.
Okay.
I
What
don't,
I'm
I don't think she'll agree, to be honest with you, but yes, go ahead.
would she agree with 375?
I would hope so.
You would hope so. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Give me a good email address for you.
Hold on.
Mhm.
On my phone now, and I always forget my email address.
Okay.
Still there?
Yes, I'm here.
I'm trying to send myself an email.
I understand.
You can try Willie Baez at Verizon.net.
What is it? Spell it.
Willie, Willie
Mm-hmm.
Baez
Mm-hmm.
at Verizon.net.
Okay.
Your
Okay.
email address. I can send you one.
Yes, my email. You can send it to NJ Cash
Can you spell that again?
Yes, that's NJ Cash.
Slow with these.
Sure.
These engine. You said
NJ as in New Jersey.
NJ. Go
Uh
ahead.
huh.
You.
I as in is. L as in Larry, like a male, like a mailman.
AM.
Hmm. Sure.
My son just got home. Hold on a second.
Mhm.
I do. You even see this better than I can. What is it? Get this guy's email address. Is that right? NJJ Cash. Try wrong. Hey, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
Okay, let me. What is the email address?
The email address. Can you hear me? All right. So seems like an older guy. Um, let me see here. Are you there?
He's here.
Okay. All right. Awesome. So I'm gonna send you that, and can you get it by wife tonight, and then we can talk tomorrow.
Yes.
All right. So I'm gonna send you a contract for 375. Okay. And just show it to her. You guys decide. Let me know. I'm interested, and then we'll take it from there. And I'll follow up with you tomorrow as well.
And now we got a third option. My son right here.
A third option. Oh, he has to agree to it. Oh, sure, sure, sure. I mean, you can. I'm gonna give you that to do. We have a solid offer now, so let's get it by them, and I'll follow up with you tomorrow to see if we can do a deal.
Okay.
All right. The email you're gonna get is automatic electronic mail, automatic signature. You just have to sign through the email, and then we'll get started with the title work and due diligence, and then we'll take it from there. Okay.
Right.
All right.
Okay. Again, I'm not guaranteeing anything.
Yeah, trust me.
We get everything together.
Yeah, yeah, trust me. I'm guaranteeing you that I want to make you happy. That's the only guarantee that exists right now. I got it. All right, cool. Take care. Talk soon.
Okay. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Mhm. All right. So how's that, guys? I think they'll sell. Okay. It's a property that's hanging around. They have no reason not to sell, not to want to sell. So I'm gonna say send offer 375. How did I agree to 375? Maybe this property actually is worth eight. It's worth almost 800. Okay. Average sold price in the area is 629, but there's a bigger house. Okay, that means it can command a little bit more. It's on the cul-de-sac. Okay, so that means it can command a little bit more. Property needs probably about $25,000 in work, maybe 50, right? So I'm just gonna safely say $35,000. Okay, and when I do my quick math based on that, it's saying let's see, it's saying I can afford to. Let me show you what the numbers look like. It's saying I can afford to make. Let me show you. Let me show you. Wait, wait, wait. Just wait for it. It's saying I can afford to make $25,000 and pay 375 for it. Okay. But of course I always offer way lower than that because I know they may want to come back up. I offered 325 first, and then he came up. So basically, I'm gonna send an offer by email. Um, 375, and then we'll see what happens. We'll follow up tomorrow. Okay, so that's a high priority right there. All right, let's go on to the next one. I set up a task. Let's move on to the next one here. All right, so I have well, two potential. I'll check the other one with my agent, which is a lead in New York City, but it's gonna be a lead that he has to has a buyer for because it's already listed on the market. So nothing crazy there. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. Another follow up here. There are two updates I need to check. Okay, so here. Hmm. Okay, so I haven't sent this yet. Oh, okay. So I got two here. Interesting, interesting. I got some contracts I need to send out here. Pardon me, guys. Pardon me. Pardon me. Pardon me. Let's see. Let's move this to today. So, guys, tomorrow is Wednesday. Hmm. Yeah. So our live session is probably suspending today. I will upload some videos, but maybe not live session for the next until the 20th or something like that. I'll be back here. All right. So let's see here. Okay. We got let's see here. Let's see the history here. This is okay. Supposed to call back on John Street. Okay. Let's try this one. Yes, I mess with Vernon, please. How you doing? This is Ola. We spoke the other day about your property in Plainfield.
Yes.
How you doing? It's a four family, right? The four family on John Street.
Yeah,
I
well,
think.
I told the guys that we don't close. Then, I'm walking away from the deal, but actually I'm supposed to be at the closing in another half hour.
Oh, you have a closing coming up in half hour.
Yeah, so yeah, they got their stuff together.
The best of luck on that, man. So, what I'm gonna do? You want me to follow up with you later in case something happens?
Uh, yeah, if you want,
Not today. Not today. Definitely not.
yeah. So,
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Let me know if anything comes on your radar that you need to get rid of or anything like that. Okay.
okay, do you do referrals?
Yes, I do referrals. Absolutely.
So if I point you in direction of a piece of property,
Hmm.
um,
We pay up to $1,000 on referrals if you find anything. Yep. All right. And my name is Ola. You can save my number. You
gotcha.
could you could save my name as Ola Investor House Cash Buyer. That way you can find it easily. Something comes up.
Gotcha.
All right, my friend. Thank you, man. Take care. Yeah. Mhm. Never know. Always hunting. Always hunting. This is sold. Be moving. I want to sold. Let's see. Let me just look through this list. I feel like there are two updates I need to check on. Yeah, I need to check on this one definitely. Okay. Uh okay. Yeah, this one was a contract that I sent out. I need to check on it. Let me try the Florida number because I think this gentleman uh is in Florida somewhere. Yeah, hi. May I speak to Chester?
Thank you. I'll call you immediately. Yeah, all right. Okay, thank you. Yeah. Hello, I'm sorry.
Hi, new Chester. This is Ola. How are you?
Yes.
Very good. Did you get my fax last week? Oh.
The what?
Did you get my fax last week?
No. Concerning what?
I sent you the fax with the contract, the offer for your property in Highland Park.
I don't think, no. No, as a matter of fact, I am sitting now at my computer or my fax machine right now, and I see nothing. No, I do not have it.
Oh, you don't have it. Okay. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna resend it today. Okay.
Yeah, fine.
And then I'll follow up with you tomorrow. Okay.
Yeah. All right, thank you.
All right. He doesn't have it. It doesn't have it. Can't do nothing about that. We have to resend it. So, didn't get it. Resend. Uh, Send again. Send. All right. See here. He didn't get it. He didn't get it. Let's see here. There's one more priority I need to call here. Uh, okay. So this one is not good. This should be somebody else I need to follow up with. Let's see here. Okay, there you go. Today is 2. There you go. Found it. Got contract for one of them here already. Under contract. That contract came in this afternoon for Union Beach. One of the ones that I made, right? You can go watch the previous videos. You can hear me talking about this one. Maybe 3 videos ago. Contract came in this afternoon. Let's see here. And the task will need to be to blast promo. Let's promo. Try to keep track of everything. All right, so there's one more person I need to follow up here with. He was supposed to talk to his 7 acres land. He wants to talk to his children. I'm gonna try right now, see if this gentleman is ready to do it. 7 acres for $350,000. Let's see what happens. Right. Please don't forget to give me a thumbs up. This video thumbs up if you're getting value out of these conversations. Please, thank you.
Please leave your message for 9083.
I'm not. This one is a contract I sent out. I'm gonna have to leave a message. Remember? Yes. Hi. This message is for Norris. Hi, Norris. My name is Ola. I was following up on an offer that was sent to you about the 7 acres land last week. Just wanted to follow up and see if everything went well. This is Ola. You can call me back at 732-4. All right. Thank you. Bye now. All right. So let's see here. I'm just going to try the other numbers that I see on file here. We're rounding up. It's 3:30, 90 minutes in, almost. No pickups. Let's try. There's another cell phone on file here. Let's try that. After 4 or 5 rings, that's not a pickup for me. So we'll keep following up. All right, that's not a working number that I had on file. So I'm actually going to try to call him one more time on this regular number. And let me mark this as... Hi, Norris. How are you? This is Ola. How are you? Uh, oh, Norris is not available? Oh, okay. When is it? Yeah, yeah, yes. They can call me back at this line. Ola, OLA. Thank you. All right, so Norris not available. What I'm gonna do is I use DocuSign to send out our contract. I'm actually gonna click resend. That way we can get on their radar again on their email, just in case. You never know. The timing is probably not right. You just never know. Right, but that will be it for today. Okay, we've done enough follow up. We got some admin work to go do. I do have to go take some pictures from a property about 30 minutes away this evening. Um, I don't have to, but work I give myself because I just wanted to touch on this house. Let's see, waiting on others, and then I'm gonna send that out. Let's see, Sterling, Sterling, Sterling. There you go. Resend, resend for Sterling. It's a property here. Let me resend this too, just in case. All right, perfect. All right, so that's that for today, guys. I'm gonna schedule this for follow up today again. Uh, left message. Uh, here on contract 50K. Do that follow up tomorrow. This is high for me. All right. So the idea here, guys, is to just keep a healthy pipeline. Don't forget that. Keep a healthy pipeline moving. Okay. That's why you need the tools to do this properly. Okay. Keep things back to back. Keep calling. Keep filling your pipeline because you have closings in the pipeline. Because you have a closing schedule doesn't mean you should stop. Remember, this is even bigger than a job for you. This is your livelihood. So you want to keep the pipeline moving like that. Not only that, I'm talking about pipeline of your team, your membership, sorry, your organization, the operation, the processes. You want to keep that going. Okay. So cold calling, it's still the cheapest form, but you gotta operate it like a real business. Virtual assistants can work for you, but you gotta treat it like a real business. You have to treat these people like real employees, review them, do your quality control. For myself, my quality control needs to be at 9. I'm literally at 6 right now, so I need to step it up myself as well too. Um, just being honest with you, but it needs to be done, and you need to keep that at the back of your mind. And you're better off than somebody who doesn't even know that at all. All right. So that's what I have for you on this episode. Here's your call to action. Go download this book if you're brand new here, smartrealestateWholesaling.com. That's where you go to get the free PDF. It's also available in paper, back audio and Kindle. And if you haven't given me a thumbs up yet, if it's not light in blue yet, please make sure you lit this into blue. The thumbs up needs to be lit as blue. Okay. And if you have any questions, feel free to drop it in the comment box below. My audience, I have not started. We're still growing on this channel, but I want to grow. So help us. Give us a thumbs up. Spread the word. Click the share button. Share this with people you know, maybe in the business, looking to learn the business. I have, I don't know, since 2005 experience under my belt here, and I feel like we can all learn from each other. All right. So that's what I have for you on this episode. Hopefully, do you have any idea to continue on the subject? And I need to check. Somebody's looking for information about a property here. Uh, Copy of elevation certificate. Oh Lord. Flood zone issues. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Hopefully, you've been enlightened and educated. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.